Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Julie, this is Anthony, and today we are doing Pick of the Week. So guys, please subscribe to our channel. If you haven't already, please comment, put that notification bell on. We'll be doing many different pick of the weeks. We have a comedy, a show that we release every Sunday, and there's more videos to come for your entertainment.
So this week's pick of the week is going to be a movie we actually just watched this weekend. Called #Alive. It's a zombie horror movie all the way from South Korea. And basically, we will be telling you if this is a Muff approved movie or I messed up.
Just this. Just me going.
Or a muff pass. So #Alive is streaming only on Netflix right now. It's about 138 minutes, and the description of the movie is: a virus rampages a city. A lone man stays locked inside his apartment, digitally cut off from seeking help and desperate to find a way out. The movie is rated R and has a 92% Rotten Tomato score, IMDb score of 6.2 out of 10. So what did you think about the movie, babes? My first impressions of the movie is I liked it. It was definitely different from the other zombie movies that I have seen. Without giving you guys too much of a spoiler alert, I did find it was like a little bit slow in certain parts and kind of like dragged. I think in the middle of the movie there were some scenes where you're just like, okay, like when's the action, you know, because this is a zombie movie, so you want there to be action. You want them to be a little bit more of a thriller, and it is a thriller, but I did feel like, you know, it did drag in the middle a little bit sometimes, and I guess I wanted a little bit more action, but overall I find it to be like a very unique movie and very different, and I didn't find it corny, you know. Sometimes they make these zombies movies so corny, or it's the same thing over and over, especially in American movies, right? It's like the same kind of storyline. I feel like you kind of know what's going to happen next. In this movie, you didn't. So what do you think, babes? So yeah, no, I actually did enjoy this movie as well. You know, zombie genre is my type of genre. I love zombie movies. And as far as this movie goes, it's not going to be as fast-paced action, you know, edge of your seat, like zombies are everywhere. This is more anxiety-ridden. Like, what do you do when zombies have taken over the world and you're stuck indoors? Like, you know they're everywhere you go. How do you survive? And you feel for this character, because you could almost imagine being in his shoes. And on top of that, you know, during quarantine, it almost feels like we're stuck inside, you know. So it gives it's
very relatable.
Yeah, it gives like a little vibe of like you're watching this guy being stuck inside, and you're like, like you know, what would I do in this position? And that's almost why I love these slower zombie and horror movies, because it actually gives you time to think. You get to think, would I make this decision? Would this happen to me? You know, and it feels a lot more realistic than just, you know, running and gunning and you're saving the world, you're chopping off zombies' heads, and you know you're the number one prime example. Like, this guy in the movie you could tell he's scared. You could tell he has nothing. He wants nothing to do with these zombies. He wants to hide, stay in his house. He doesn't want to help people. He's not a hero. He's just trying to survive. So I feel like it's definitely different than a lot of the other action zombie movies that have been coming out in America. Yeah,
this storyline is definitely very unique, and I think it kind of makes it, like I said, like I feel like in American movies you always know what's going to happen, and this one you kind of don't. So it's very unique in that aspect, is that it has a very unique story. And you actually said it was from... Didn't you say it was from? Yeah,
it's from South Korea, and it's actually from a webtoon.
Exactly.
So the webtoon is called Dead Days, and it's an amazing webtoon. Anyone who likes to read manga or comics or webtoons, that is one of my favorite. As I said, zombie genre is my genre. So that webtoon is just it's just amazing, and it's cool to actually see almost like a comic zombie adaptation from a different country, because I feel like as Americans we don't really watch, you know, that many like other maybe we're just not cultured enough, but we don't really watch a lot of like movies from other
countries. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see good movies coming out from other cultures that people are, you know, excited about in America, you know, because hopefully this will bring in more other cultured movies over here, you know?
Yeah, I definitely like that culture aspect.
The one other thing though, due to it coming from South Korea, is you have a choice. You could either watch it dubbed. Netflix dubs all of their movies, so it is in English, and that did bother me a little bit for the first. We decided to watch it dubbed. For the first like 20 minutes, there was a lot more talking, and you could tell how out of sync everything is just because it is dubbed. However, after the first 20 minutes or so, like you start to almost not notice it, and when they do talk, the syncing is a little bit better. However, if you just can't stand that, you could obviously watch it in the original language and just read the subtitles, which will be in English or whatever.
Right.
You know, language you choose.
Yeah. We watched it in dub version. I would have much preferred, honestly, actually, probably to watch in the Korean version and have the English subtitles. But that's just me. That has to be your personal opinion. So.
Yeah.
Okay guys, so we actually broke this down because this is a thriller, because this is a horror movie. We broke it out into 3 different categories. So the first one we have is gore, and we rated this 3 out of 5. We really didn't see too much gore. I mean, it is a zombie movie, so there obviously is gore, but it's nothing like Dawn of the Dead, and it's nothing like 28 Days Later, right? Like,
yeah, I feel like those are more bloody, a little bit more like, you know, kind of nasty to watch.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
You know,
you're not really gonna like cringe too much, you know. Sometimes you see a scene and you have to like cover your face. You're not gonna really have to do that with this movie. So the gore is definitely at a 3 out of 5. So
I agree. There is some blood and some chomping on humans.
Yeah, there is definitely.
It's not a good movie if there's no chomping on humans. So.
Look at those teeth. Speaking of chomping.
I'd be a dangerous zombie.
I don't want to know you as a zombie. Alright guys, so the next subcategory we have is pop-ups. So we rated pop-ups a 1 out of 5. So there wasn't really too many scenes where, you know, a zombie is like popping out of the corner, you know, giving you that quick little scare. Sometimes that you see in thrillers and in horror movies. We didn't really find too much of those at all. I actually don't even remember any pop-ups, honestly.
Yeah, there might have been like one quick one, but this, you're not gonna get the scares from the pop-ups. This is gonna be more scares from your own mind, like, oh wow, this is eerie, this is not fun, you know. This is like you get that creepy feeling like, oh man, this poor guy, versus things just popping out like those are like cheap scares, you know. This scare actually like builds on, you know. It's like tense.
It's a scare because it's something, it's so relatable. So that's why I think it's scary. It's not scary because of the pop-ups and because of the gore. It's scary because you could picture yourself in those shoes.
Yeah, I agree.
So the next subcategory we have is suspense, and we rated that at 3. Like we said before, there definitely was in the beginning, there was a lot of suspense. The middle gets a little drawn out, and then at the end it catches up the suspense again. So there definitely is suspense, but there is a break period in between where it's a little slow, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, you gave it like 2.5. I said let's just round it up to 3, but I agree with the suspenseful scenes. Like, you know, they're not like the most edge of your seat, but they're definitely like you hold your breath. You know, it's good. Yeah, it's medium suspenseful. Nothing crazy. And plus, like the dull in the middle, like it does slow things down a little bit. It lets you catch your breath because the beginning just starts so action packed. Like within like a minute and a half, like everything's already going on a rampage.
Yeah.
So that middle part is kind of a nice little break before it ramps up again.
Yeah. Now we're going to go into our pros and cons. So we're going to let Muff take it over, and he's going to let us know and summarize the pros to this movie.
Thanks, Muff.
I feel like a newscaster.
Yeah. So one of the pros about this movie is how unique it is. You know, this isn't going to be your run-of-the-mill zombie movie where like people are chopping off zombie heads and, you know, someone's a hero and what happened.
I'm just imagining like someone hacking a head.
Yeah, this isn't one of those, you know. The character feels like a real human being, feels like, you know, if we were in this situation, like what would we be doing, you know?
Yeah.
And the great part about it also is just that it gives a different perspective from a different culture. You just get to see, you know, the living style of South Korea and the things happening over there. So
Yeah, I definitely loved, like I said before, earlier in the review, I loved how different it was. You didn't know it was going to happen, and I thought it was really cool, just overall. So
and going into that, I also touched on another pro. It is from a different country.
Right.
So you definitely see the living style and like the different, like even like when they're eating food.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch on things, but even the things they eat are like different than what like you would see in America. Like
right. Clearly, yeah.
What's that movie with the Twinkie guy?
Oh yeah, Woody
Harris.
Woody Harris.
What's
yeah.
the movie?
Zombieland. Yeah, Zombieland.
Like, the main food in Zombieland is Twinkies. You're not gonna see that in Korea, you know. So that gives a nice little perspective.
Yeah.
So the third pro I thought of is it doesn't rely on graphics and gore to like get its zombie point across. You know, this is more of, like I said for the multiple time, an eerie feeling. This is more about isolation fear. So it's not over the top where blood is splattering everywhere and, you know, guts are being ripped apart and dragged. Like, you know, This is more story-based driven with zombies in it, you know. This is more of an isolation fear with zombies being around you causing the isolation.
Right. I think it's more of a movie about it's kind of one of those movies about human nature, and like you said, it's very plot driven, so it has that aspects of human nature, so you can feel like you're in his shoes and you could really relate to that situation. And I like that it's in current days as well, you know. It's in 2020. Yeah. So, you know, things have changed a lot even from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, so we really did like that aspect of it.
Correct.
All right.
So what do you think about the cons?
All right, guys. So there's definitely was some cons, and one of the biggest ones that we definitely mentioned in the review is that it is in Korean, which we thought was a good thing, but as well it can be a bad thing, because if you're not into that, if you know you have a hard time with dubbed kind of movies, then it'll be difficult for you because it can distract you or take away from the movie. Like I said, I liked it, but I think I would like it better in Korean with the subtitles below. But if that's not your thing, if you don't like reading or having subtitles or having dubbed movies, this is going to definitely be a con for you.
Yeah, and I think we specifically like watched it dubbed just to see how bad it would be. Like if it was just unwatchable, we would tell you, no, go just watch it, read the subs, you know, it's so much better. But it wasn't the worst thing dubbed.
No, it's not the worst.
It's annoying at first. You get used to it, but like I said, it's only at the very beginning of the movie. After that, it starts to get a lot better. The lip syncing is a little bit better, and it's not as noticeable.
Yeah. So another con that we also mentioned multiple times in the review as well is that it does slow down in the middle. So that's something that, you know, if you're watching a zombie movie, sometimes you're expecting it to be fast paced, and we've definitely watched. We watched movies like we mentioned before, Dawn of the Dead. What's another movie that's really good? 28 Days Later. All these movies are super fast paced, and this one does slow down in the middle because it's really trying to get into the plot and the storyline. So if you're looking for a super fast paced movie, zombie movie, this might not be the greatest one for you, but the beginning and end does have a lot of action, so you just have to hang in there as far as that.
And I think this might be one of the fastest starting zombie movies.
Yeah, it does.
At least it's not you're not even waiting 15 minutes.
No,
to
it's
see
like they
zombies.
get right to the point. Yeah,
like it starts the roller coaster at the top, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So the last con is something I thought about, and I mean, Julie didn't, you know, my muff over here didn't have a lot of experience with it because she doesn't really read manga or comics, things like that. The biggest con I had is it cuts away a lot from the original webtoon, which is gonna happen with any movie that's based on a book or something. If you read the book, you're gonna be so excited and you'll be like, hey, that's not how it happened, or wait, they're switching it, you know. And not to go into details or give any spoilers, but how the movie ends is actually only like the middle of the webtoon, so it really doesn't like, I feel like it doesn't do it enough justice. Like I was so excited when I saw this movie coming to Netflix, and then I started noticing a lot of changes, which is probably why they changed the name of it from the original webtoon to #Alive.
What was the name?
The original name was Dead Days, and then they changed it to #Alive. So it definitely changes a lot of the source material, some for the better, but I think a majority is just left out, which could have made this movie over the top. But
yeah,
I mean, what can you do?
Yeah.
So, I mean, after that, what do you think? Like, all the pros and cons, is this Muff approved?
Yeah, I definitely think this is a Muff stamp approval for us.
Stamp.
We definitely,
Stamp.
yeah, yeah. I think they got it. They got like a stamp on their
The first
forehead.
one they got stabbed, and they got a stamp.
So I definitely think it's Muff approved for the both of us. We really actually, yeah, we enjoyed the movie, honestly. Like, as soon as we watch a movie, we kind of both agree with movies. We're like, yeah, we liked this movie. This is definitely our style type of movie where we have a really strong plot line, a really strong story, and something very different. And yeah, we loved it. So
yeah, if you're into anything, you know, post-apocalyptic,
yeah,
zombie genre, this movie's gonna do it for you. You know, we watched a lot
100%.
of zombie movies recently, and now I really haven't been liking a lot that's been coming out recently. But
not in the USA, but
no, yeah, there's a few that we could touch on later in another review, but this one is definitely worth a watch. You know, it might be slow for some people, but even the slow scenes, it's still gripping. You're still watching it. You know, you don't want to just, all right, let's shut this off. So
yeah,
definitely Muff approved.
Alright guys, that's it for the pick of the week. We hope you enjoyed this video. We had a great time reviewing this movie and watching this movie. So please subscribe, comment below, let us know what you guys want for the pick of the week. It could be a movie, it could be anything. You guys just have to comment below and let us know.
And then we will review it.
Yeah, we will review it. So let us know.
Muff approved.
Thank you, sir. Alright, calm down. Alright guys, we gotta go before this one says anything else super corny. So I will see you guys later, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Bye.